Today, relations between Germany and Israel could be described as almost normal. Jewish life is also a normal part of German society again. In Munich, for example, Jewish life revolves around the Jewish center. Michael Wolffsohn visits the center and the synagogue often. The historian's German Jewish family fled the Nazis and went to Palestine, where Wolffsohn was born. He later came to live in Germany. He's written many books about German-Israeli relations and explains how a modified religious symbol characterizes those relations.
The menorah traditionally has 7 branches. This one has 6.5. That symbolizes the historical fact of the Holocaust. 6 million murdered Jews, 6 branches and a half of a branch. Will it rise again? Or is it the end of the Jewish people? This is the primal fear that Jews justifiably feel.
The legacy of the Nazi attempt to exterminate the Jews is a decisive element in German-Israeli relations. For the Federal Republic of Germany, the Shoah is a moral responsibility and has determined post-war politics.
The Germans drew a lesson from history, never again war, so that they could live and survive. But the Israelis drew the lesson, never again war, but above all, never be victims again.
From the day Israel was founded, that principle was tested. Israel faced war with its Arab neighbors again and again. The new West Germany, on the other hand, became prosperous, in part thanks to the United States Marshall Plan. Things were tougher in Israel. Immigrants scratched a living from the desert and faced unemployment and rationing. Israeli Prime Minister David Ben-Gurion met with German Chancellor Konrad Adenauer, who decided to pay Israel 3 billion Deutschmarks in reparations.
Ben-Gurion and Adenauer became real friends, not just politically, but personally. It started with rational considerations. But by the end of the long lives of these 2 great statesmen, it was a genuine friendship.
Adenauer's reconciliation course was politically successful. In 1965, West Germany and Israel established diplomatic relations. This led to massive protests in Israel by many who viewed Germany as a nation of murderers. When the Social Democrat Free Democrat coalition replaced the Christian Democrat government, it stayed with the reconciliation course. Willy Brandt was the first German chancellor to visit Israel. The 1972 Olympic Games in Munich marked a turning point. For the first time since World War II, Germany hosted the Games. But they turned into a disaster for the Israeli team. A group of Palestinians from the Black September terrorist group took Israelis hostage. The kidnappings culminated in the deaths of 17 people. Wolffsohn, who lives in Munich, says the German response to the Olympic attack showed how much Germany had changed.
The massacre of the Israeli athletes during the Olympics in Munich showed the world in general, but also Jews and Israelis in particular, that this Federal Republic of Germany is completely different. No militarism. In this case, not even the ability to kill when necessary. Instead, complete inability to defend oneself. That was really the point where people realized this Federal Republic is a new Germany.
Israel, too, has become a different country. Despite the conflict with the Palestinians, it's highly modern and open to the world. And it has a loyal friend it likes almost as much as the United States, Germany. So it was no surprise last year that Chancellor Angela Merkel became the first foreign head of government to ever address the Israeli parliament, the Knesset, and that in German.
Every federal government and every chancellor before me has felt obligation for Israel's security due to Germany's special historical responsibility.
Michael Wolffsohn wasn't surprised by the standing ovation she received.
When one hears the Federal Republic of Germany, one thinks of Konrad Adenauer, Helmut Kohl, Angela Merkel, BMW, Mercedes, Audi, Volkswagen. A republic of softies, pleasant, likable, that has drawn the right conclusions from terrible historical events.
Germany and Israel today have an almost normal relationship, even if the road to get there was long and rocky.